Today, I want to share with you one of the most powerful truths I've ever learned, one that completely changed my life. It's a principle I talk about in my upcoming book, and it's the foundation for much of what I teach to my students and clients. And that is life is reflective. Your outer world, your relationships, finances, situations, and circumstances isn't just happening randomly. It reflects the beliefs and programming happening inside of you. Now, this isn't just motivational fluff. This is psychology. This is energy. This is truth. Let me show you how to change your life by changing what's happening inside of you. Have you ever heard the phrase, what you believe you receive, or what you put out you get back? This is the law of reflection. It's not just a spiritual theory, it's a life principle. Here's the truth. We all coexist on the same physical plane, but each of us lives in a completely different reality. Why? Because we're each filtering life through our own unique belief systems. Your beliefs about yourself, about love, about money, about what's possible. They create the lens through which you see the world. And whatever is inside that lens shows up outside of you. Imagine someone who constantly complains about things in life. They always find something to complain about because they're tuned into a negative lens in which they see and evaluate their lives. That mindset then works to create more negative experiences and outcomes as life is externally reflective of our internal state. The same is true for someone always looking for the positives in life. Their life will typically result in positive happenings around them. Or, take for example, someone who seems to be always lucky. It's not a coincidence, it's a universal law that governs the system of life. Let me get honest with you for a moment. For years, I believed I was unworthy of what I wanted: success, love, peace. Part of me knew I was good, but the part of me that ran the show, that deeper subconscious part, believed I was a monster and that I didn't deserve happiness. And because I believed that, I kept sabotaging myself. I would do well in my business and then I would sabotage myself in some way or another. Internally, I was feeding cycles of anxiety and depression and low self esteem that had been running since childhood. It didn't matter how much I wanted that success, my life kept reinforcing the belief that I wasn't worthy, because that belief was my compass. It dictated what I expected and what I allowed myself to receive. But when I finally changed what I believed about myself, my life changed to reflect that new belief. I became successful in my company, I formed meaningful relationships, and released toxic ones. I began to feel the joy, the freedom, and ultimately the love I had always craved from others and from myself. Here's the kicker. Most people never take the time to look inside. They don't want to admit that the pain in their life reflects something they believe or are contributing to themselves. And they think that if they ignore it long enough, it'll go away, kind of like a child playing peekaboo. But until you can look at your life, even and especially the negative parts of it, and say, this is showing me what's inside of me, well, you won't be in a position to change it. We've been taught to fix things on the outside: change the job, change the partner, change the circumstance. But none of that really works long term because the real problem, it isn't out there. The problem and the solution are within. So, how do you actually do this? How do you start changing your inner world so that your outer world reflects something better? Here's a 3-step process I use with my clients all over the world to help them begin to change their patterns. But before we get into these steps, it's necessary to know and understand that change is a process, one that takes time, effort, and most of all, a commitment to change and remain dedicated to the process, however that looks for you. So let's begin with step 1. Identify the pattern. What keeps showing up in your life that drains you, hurts you, or blocks you? For example, you may experience constant money struggles, relationship chaos, or low self-worth. Becoming aware of the pattern is necessary to begin changing it. Awareness is the key to life because it gives us choice, and choice is our most powerful ability. Step 2. Ask yourself, what would I have to believe for this to keep happening? For example, I must believe I don't deserve more, or I must believe people always leave. Now, be radically honest here. This is where the breakthroughs happen. Honesty is a necessary ingredient to real change, and one of the primary reasons most people don't. Lastly, step three is to replace the old limiting beliefs. Now, once you've identified the belief, you can replace it with something true. Not just something positive, but something powerful and aligned, such as, I am worthy of abundance. I am safe to receive love, or my past doesn't define my value. So, to recap, you must first become aware of the pattern by identifying what it looks like and your tendencies, and then dig deep to find the hidden beliefs that are driving it. And then replace the old limiting beliefs with new empowering ones that align with what you desire. Installing new beliefs takes time, so be patient with yourself on your journey. Be vigilant and stay committed. Your life is a mirror, not to punish you, but to show you what's going on inside so you can heal, evolve, and ultimately create something better. If you want to change your life, change your beliefs. If you want to upgrade your world, upgrade your programming. This is principle one. When you embrace it, you regain your power. Drop a comment below and let me know what's one belief that you're ready to change. Subscribe for weekly teachings on rewiring your mind, overcoming fear, and living the empowered life you were born to create. I'm Mike Oglesbee. Thanks for taking some time with me today. I'll see you soon.